awesome viewers, welcome to AC Studio. I just got the latest JOYTOY Warhammer Horus Heresy Iron Warriors. So we got a Siege Master Terminator with rocket launcher, well both with rocket launcher, and also the tactical escort. They are the Mark III tactical escort. Got the Sergeant and the one with the Vox. So this is the communication guy, and in this video I'm going to concentrate on the Terminators first, since it was the first one for pre-order, and my next video will be on the Mark III. Alright, so let's put that aside for the time being and have a look at this too. I am not familiar with Iron Warriors, to be honest, and at first I wasn't really interested in getting it, and I did not pre-order that at all until I got a confirmation from JOYTOY they're going to release the Primarch Turbo Rebel. So once the news came out last week, I instantly pre-ordered the Primarch. Also straight away, I ordered the Terminators and the Tactical Escort together, because I'm quite sure everybody would like to get the Turbo Rebel, and without that, right, I won't be getting the Iron Warriors. By the look of these, you know, like preview photos from JOYTOY, the colors aren't very interesting. You know, the silver color aren't very interesting. Follow few creators on Instagram, and they actually custom made the Iron Warriors, you know, with their own painting. It looks 10 times better than this, right? Right, let's open this box and then have a look at the figures. Alright, clear base again, and let's open the other one. Alright.
Yep, so we got.
Alright, there it is. Okay. Let's have a look at the accessories first. Both have the same, a double bolter. See here, it is exactly the same as the Imperial Fist, the first batch of the 30k Terminators. They are exactly the same, yeah. Both has an exchangeable hands, and both on its right arm here. So one for holding the gun, the bolters, and then one holding, you know, a sword or something like that, and then another one which is a fist. And both, because they have the power fist, so they don't have the alternative exchangeable hands for the other arm. Of all the accessories, I guess the most interesting one is the projectile or the missile, for the rocket launcher. So this is one of them. I got the second one here, like that. So very simple, and what you can do is you put it in the launcher. As you can see here, there's a slot there. It's the only opening slot there. Otherwise, the rest of it, this is just a mold. You cannot take them out. But anyway, you put this in there like that. Yep, and that is how it looks like. But you know what? It got a little mechanism here, right? You can actually push it out like this. Yeah, so interesting. You got a little push button here to make your life easier, so you can put it in there, and because of that, it's very hard to get it out, right? So what you do, you just have to push this button like that. That is how you're able to get it out, right? Interesting, yeah. It is not intentionally to be designed as a launcher, so, but you can treat it as a launcher if you like. You can just put it in there as well and then launch it. Oh, yep, like that. Oops, where is it? Oh, where is it? Oh, damn. Oh, wait, damn it.
Much later.
There it is. Oh, I think I found it. Right, there it is. I got it. Oh, and beside the missile, you're also provided with kind of like a missile in action. So you can see there's a smoke with the missile that's shooting out from the launcher. So you just put it in the same hole here, like that. Yep, like that. Cool, look at that. So you can see it launching the missile. It's pretty cool, give you a bit of action. But it'll be good if they actually not just limit to this, right? On this figure, maybe the other figure, have it on a different, or opposite side. So that's the thing that sometimes I'm not too happy with the way JOYTOY design things. I think they should design this a little bit of variation between two figures in terms of play features. Give us a little bit more of. Otherwise, we just have two. Basically, looks exactly the same, just like that. Pretty boring, isn't it? Like, they just look the same in a way. So, to give us excitement, just do it on the other one or something like that, right? But anyway, I guess there may be a cost issue of that. if they do that, they need to change the mold, you know, whatever. So that is why they just do that, you know, do the same thing. But anyway, that sums up the accessories. So there are not many accessories provided, you know, with the Terminators, which is quite typical to all the JOYTOY Terminators anyway, right? Because there's not many variation on the Terminators. Anyway, let's have a look at the details of the figure. I am excited to share that my channel now has an official collaboration with LT Cave, one of the best places to get your hands on 1:18 scale action figures like JOYTOY, Warhammer and more. One thing I love about them is their LT points and LT fans club. With every purchase, you earn LT points. Regular members get 2% back, but LT fans get a huge 12% back in points. Yes, 12%, that's a lot, which you can use on future orders. Fans Club members also get access to exclusive figures and bonus discounts when buying multiple items. If you're a serious collector like me, the savings really add up. I've already used my LT points to get a discount on my next figure. Definitely worth checking out. So why not visit the website, have a look and get your favorite figures. Even though I mentioned in the beginning of the video that both figures looks very similar, but you know, in fact, when I look at it closely, I realized that, you know, many of these elements or the body parts are actually very different from each other. You can see this rocket launcher like that, and the other one actually got this extra piece, right? Extra targeting system, whatever it's called, and that is the differences between the two. But otherwise, the rest of the rocket launcher, these two parts, right, are exactly the same. So not much differences between these two. In terms of the headpiece though, the head sculpt is exactly the same, which to me, that's a bit of a surprise. Usually JOYTOY always give you a bit of variation on the helmet or the head sculpt, but these two are exactly the same. But anyway, I really like the sculpt. I think it looks really, really cool. You know, you got this, you know, sculpt looking helmet. Really, really nice. I like the look of it. Looks fearsome. Portion actually very different, so the details are completely different. So you can see this one got this extra piece here, and this one like that, right? So they are different. And on the other portion, let's have a look at that. So you can see they are different as well, which is good. The detail here and detail here is actually exactly the same, but just mirrored. Also details is different. It also got this painting here, whereas this one's completely silver. Tummy parts are exactly the same. The apron is exactly the same. The power piece is exactly the same, but on the right hand they are different. This one actually have a very similar kind of look to the typical, you know, Terminator. So it is a modern version of it, or a second version of this, right? Because the figure is a little bit taller now, which I'm going to show you in the later part of this video. That's why they changed the design a little bit. It looks more, you know, skinnier, more nimble looking kind of, you know, appearance. Where this one, it got this, you know, mechanical hand, which I think it looks really cool on the Terminator. Similar detail or similar hand has been used before, right? Tabletop. So you can see, but they're not exactly the same sculpt. You can see, you know, this is all new sculpt. This is the original sculpt on the Tabletop. So that looks bigger, and that one is smaller, which is good. You know, this is supposed to be a little bit smaller. That one's supposed to be bigger in terms of, you know, size and scale. Yep. So that looks really good. And then the legs, you can see this part are exactly the same. No differences. Looks very different. So this one got the spiky bits and pieces here, and also it got this, you know, sculpt with this very nice raised silver edge between the yellow and the black. I really like this detail. I think it looks really good. And this race, you know, 4 or 4th, so that looks cool. Whereas this one is actually the other way around. You got the 4 on the other side, and it got this very, you know, nice kind of like a half, you know, with this, you know, black and yellow strips, and then you got this plain silver on the other one. You got this, you know, rivet, circular round rivet or bolt on it, which looks very different from the spiky one here. So that is the major differences. And then look at the back. You know what? It is actually the same. So they are almost like, I don't know, like 70% of this figure, which has different details on it. So which is really, really good. So I'm happy with that. And what I really like is on these leather straps here, black, but it actually got the highlighting on it, the white highlighting. Anyway, so that sums up the details of these two figures. Alright, when it comes to painting and finishes, Well, firstly, let me clarify that I am not familiar with Iron Warriors, so I'm not too sure the silver is a correct color because it looks very different from what I see on the miniatures or on the people that I follow on Instagram. I actually quite like this silver, but I expect this silver not that kind of like creamy silver color, more like a shiny silver. That is my expectation, but I'm not too sure. Please let me know if they paint this color correctly or not. But I think my biggest criticism is you can see very different from the Ultramarines and the Imperial Fist. So let me take them out. So if you compare the painting between these Terminators which I got here, which is the Imperial Fist, you can see they put the shattering on the armor, which looks really good like that, and also on the Ultramarines, even though it is in Ultramarines blue, but they still put the black shattering on it, even though it is not obvious, but the shattering is there, right? So looking really nice like that, right? But on these figures you can see where are the black shattering, or any shattering, put it this way, it doesn't have to be black, right? But it makes sense if it is black because it's silver color. Where are the shattering? I don't really see much. I do see a bit here, but they are not shadows, but they are more like wash. I don't know where you can see that under the light. Yeah, but otherwise I don't really see much. I can see a bit of wash there, but it's not really obvious. And the bottom part you can see there are almost none, so there's hardly any shadows or shattering on this figure. So that's why the moment I open the box, look at it straight away, I kind of like, okay, well, it doesn't look as good as the Alpha Legion. Okay, and of course Alpha Legion is different because it is metallic color. This is still a metallic color, but not not as nice, put it this way, right? The Alpha Legion, they don't have any wash on it, they don't have any shattering on it. The reason why the Alpha Legion looks good, simply because, well, first is the color. I think the blue, metallic color looks really nice, and also because it got a lot of details, alright? Iron Warriors is more like a mechanical kind of like a look, so that it doesn't have much details, not as much details as this, right? This is more organic look, but this is more machine look, right? Which is good, which is fine, I like it. But since this figure, in terms of details, already not as much or as many as the Alpha Legion, for example, then just like this, right? You should put some wash on it or shadow on it, right? So this is really lacking, in terms of, the wash, right? So I don't know what you think. If you got any comments on the, whether this silver color or Iron Warriors color, I don't know what it's called, is correct or not, please let me know. And do you think they should push some, highlighting on it? And in terms of articulation, look, it is exactly the same as the Alpha Legion Terminators. It is based on the same, body frame, or the body designed. So I'm not going to go through the articulation details. Otherwise, please check out my video on the Alpha Legion Terminators. But otherwise, let's have a look at the size differences. And in terms of size differences, let's compare to the Alpha Legion. So I'll take one away. So I put the Alpha Legion figure next to it. Alright, so if I put a ruler somewhere around there, it is actually very similar. It's only like 1 or 2 mm differences. So I regard them as the same height. And if you measure to the top of the belt, you can see the Alpha Legion definitely have a taller legs. So that is why the upper body is also a little bit taller than this. So that's why it's about like 2 to 3 mm differences. If you compare to the first generation, I don't know whether I should call it first generation, Terminator, or the original Terminator, 30K Terminator, definitely see the differences here, right? You can see it definitely taller. So if I put a ruler, around the head, it definitely have 5 mm differences between this and the original Terminators. If we compare the sub-Horus Terminators together, and you can see they are exactly the same height. So if I put a ruler here, somewhere around there, you can see it is exactly the same height. So that's something that I pick up when I reviewed the Alpha Legion Terminators. So I've actually picked it up. They're exactly the same height. Now having a retrospective view, looking at these Terminators, only odd size Terminators in my army now is actually the original 30K Terminators. So these are the only one that's shorter than other, Chaos figures, right? So, well, that's what it is, all right? To conclude this video, to be honest, I don't have much to say about these Iron Warriors figure. It's not the first time I have 30k JOYTOY Terminators figures. I always love the JOYTOY Terminators. They're big, solid figures. The articulation is really good and the details are always really good. But as compared to the Alpha Legion Terminators, these Iron Warriors not as great. Not because the details are different, because they're supposed to be different naturally anyway in the design, but mainly because of the painting, the finishes. They are not as exciting as the Alpha Legion. But anyway, I've already started collecting the Iron Warriors. I hope they're gonna release some more Terminators, not just the launcher one. I want something a little bit different. So now comes to the end of this video. Please give this video a like to support this little channel. Otherwise, I will see you in the next video on the Iron Warriors Mark III Tactical Sculpt figure. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.